could have had Ospreay versus Fletcher main event. You could have had the literal embodiment of Hajime no Ippo main event. You could have had the Hollywood ending main event. But no.
Washed ass John Moxley versus Cole Poker it is then, huh?
Even fucking Big Boom AJ, Big Justice, and the fucking Rizzler should have main evented. That shit was making me feel so bad, bro. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say the N-word. Ready? Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get some pussy tonight.
We need a damn near 30-minute stinker to end off this amazing show. I think that goes to show how important the main event is to an overall pay-per-view. And I know comparisons are the worst thing in the world, but think about the vibe when you left off with Elimination Chamber. Think about the vibe that you left off watching this. Despite the fact that you could argue, overall, this show was obviously a lot better in ring than Elimination Chamber. You left Elimination Chamber with a much better taste in your mouth than this show. Because why would you have Christian Cage hold that contract for half a year just to lose it in under a minute? I've already stressed how much I want TK to pivot, but this cannot survive past All In, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Swerve needs to take that belt. He should have never lost it in the first place, and I know that's probably a hot take, but think about what that led to. Had Swerve never dropped to Bryan, Swerve would have been defending the belt against like what, Bobby Lashley, this Ricochet feud, but no. You gave it to Danielson, which I get it, right? He was retiring. You gave him that one last hurrah, but like, he then lost it to Mox, and then Mox went on to have probably the worst AEW World Title reign in the company's history. It's crazy to me how much Josh Barnett ruined this guy. But enough about that. Let's talk about the highlights. Adam Page, MJF. This whole feud legitimately made me like MJF again. I need to apologize to Ricochet. I was on that boat who thought that he was washed. I just think it was more so the role that he was playing. Ever since he started pushing more towards being a heel, not only, you know, as a character, but also in the ring, it's been pretty much night and day, you know? Not saying that he was bad before, right? But, like, we're starting to see the glimpses of, like, that old Ricochet again. Toni Storm and Mariah May had an absolute banger. They tore the house down. And I saw this take on Twitter, but I agree with it. I think some of the women in WWE should look at this match and go up to Triple H and just try to convince him to let them blade, because this match was not only important to women's wrestling and just how much violence you can show with that, but also it in of itself is a very straight LGBT story, and it wasn't played off in any type of crazy way. It was played straight. That side of the story was told alongside everything else that was happening, so that's actually really cool to see, and that's something that you can always appreciate about what they were able to do with all this. Kenny Omega is not human. How the hell do you come back from diverticulitis and you put on 2 match of the year candidates and you make it look like no time has passed at all? But of course, I can't give him all the credit, right? Some of that I gotta give to Takeshita. Even though Takeshita lost the belt, there's many more opportunities like that. I'm sure of it coming down the road. At least I hope, right? Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher was one of the most nutty, insane matches I've ever seen. These two just kept going, and like, it's not even in the like dumb, you know, Ospreay no sell type of way, right? Like, these two were actually going out there and they were trying to kill each other, and that's what I want to see. Like, this is a blood feud, you know what I mean? Like, these two hate each other, and I'm glad that this match really showed, you know, the lengths that they want to go to. You know, sometimes wrestling is best when the story in of itself is very simple, because nothing gets me going more than just fucking seeing the entire ring mat covered in fucking blood. Like, that goes crazy style. That's unmatched. AEW should look at this and see what's working and what's not working, who's coming up to the plate and who's putting the work in, and the people who are falling behind. And again, this is the beauty of competition. WWE puts on a great show. AEW says, watch us do better. And now it's on WWE to clap back. And of course, it's a lot easier for them to say that because their next show is WrestleMania. But they have a good opportunity to clap back, at least against the all-time stinker main event that happened, because they have CM Punk and Seth Rollins on Raw in a steel cage. Because if I'm them, I don't care if it's on Netflix. I say pull the trigger and just let them go crazy. I mean, Seth and Punk had a really good match last time they faced. Just let them do more here. I just say if the opportunity presents itself, and I know Triple H has a bad habit of not taking opportunities or taking them too late, I say just let Punk and Seth bust each other open. Hell, in my opinion, bro, I know Roman Reigns is probably going to come out during this match too, but just sit your ass at home, big dog, okay?
Let's get some pussy tonight.